Are live. So welcome everybody. Our last session, we went to the town of Vogler. Let me just click over here. This is our map of the town of Vogler. We went through the main gates here. It was like a huge type of a gate into the small city. That's very ancient. It's been around forever. We kind of walked through here, kind of met like an old man in a park, because I guess that happens. And then from there, he kind of gave us directions of what to see in the town and stuff, like what to check out. We came here, for a funeral from a friend of ours, Ispen Greenshield. His funeral is going to be later on this evening, so we had a note to all meet at the Brass Crab, which is where that star is. And the building itself, if you look at it, it looks like a kind of a large crab in some way, shape, or form. So we went there, we stopped at the tavern, and then while we were at the tavern, we met Becklin Uth Vaharin, who is a Knight of Solamnia. I'll bring up her picture here. Becklin Uth Vaharin, she was the one that wrote us a scroll to invite us to come to Ispen Greenshield's celebration of life, knowing that we are all very dear friends to him. So we had a good conversation with her at the Brass Crab. We got to know a little bit about her, how she kind of like oversees the town and doing, helping the townspeople. And also we let her know about some of the threats that we saw on the way here. So she kind of let one of her kind of minion people know about that so that they can run that up to the northern section of the continent here, or let the Solamnic Knights kind of know what's going on. There's kind of strange things afoot. So with that, the celebration of life doesn't happen until later on in the evening. So the characters had a good chance to go out and explore, check some stuff out. Half the party stayed at the tavern, while the other half went out to go grab some fish pies at, let me see here. That map got really small. So they went out, what's that? Yeah, it was the fish, forget the name of the fish bowl. Yeah, we went to the fish bowl there. We actually went to the center of the market, checked that out. We saw where the mayor's house was, just north of that, and then went to the fish bowl. It was Biddy and I believe
Ballren.
I got it. Biddy and Ballren. I had to scroll up, be like, gosh, what's his name again?
The pronunciation?
I haven't butchered it yet. Oh yeah.
No, that's why I was hopping in.
Episode 4, and I'm doing great. So Biddy and Ballren kind of met the owner there, a middle-aged man. They call him Uncle, or a lot of the locals there. It was still kind of early on in the day, and the fish pies were amazing. He was very excited that we were in town, especially for the Kingfisher Festival that's going on tomorrow with a lot of festivities. He told you guys kind of about it, what's going on. Gave you guys a bunch of fish pies that were super delicious. Gave you probably more fish pies than you wanted, but after you started eating them on your way back to the Brass Crab, it was worth it. So, Biddy, we'll start there with Biddy and Ballren making their way back to the Brass Crab to meet up with Halvard and Ciro. So if you guys want to take it from there, or have any, or let me know what you guys want to do.
This may have been one of the best fish-related foods I have ever eaten in my life.
Yeah, Biddy kind of just almost got tears in her eyes. She's like, this is like magic in my mouth. Like, she's like having a spiritual experience. Like,
Awesome. So in the door of the tavern come Biddy and Balrin, Halvard and Ciro. You guys see them. You see they've got kind of bags in their hands with these delicious smelling things in the bags. Some really tasty food.
All right.
Ciro feels good about that. He thanks him for the food and takes him out and takes a break from his plan to tells the watching, like, sorry guys, gotta to get some sustenance here so I could keep making this beautiful music that you're all appreciating.
Nice.
Fair enough.
So with that, as the afternoon kind of goes by, you guys did drop your stuff off in your room. You guys all had your own rooms at the Brass Crab. Everything was paid for. Your drinks here were totally paid for. Compliments of Becklin. And as the afternoon progresses, you see more and more folk like start coming into the Brass Crab and gathering for the funeral that's about to happen in the evening time. Let me just kind of pan over to the tavern as it starts to fill up. And right now it's probably about like 7 o'clock or so in the evening. A lot of folks are coming in. The tavern is getting pretty full. There's just a ton of people all around gathering from all different types of races, of Kender to dwarves to hill dwarves, mountain dwarves, different types of elves, just all sorts of folk. You see Becklin is kind of in the over by the fireplace area, talking to some people. And with that, she kind of lets everybody know. She's like, attention, everybody! We're going to be meeting out on the dock over here. So just follow me. Thank you, all friends of Ispen, for coming. We'll be starting here shortly. And with that, everybody kind of.
How did Ispen die? Did we cover that?
You don't really know. I don't think you asked. But it.
Okay, I'm making a mental note to ask.
Yeah. Totally.
That's a lot of people. Sorry, Brian, just curious, did you hand place all of those tokens of all those different people in this tavern?
I hand placed them. I didn't make them, but you just kind of click on, Kender female, Kender male, or elf male,
nice.
And then as you click them, it actually gives you different pictures of different things. So I kind of lit it all up, just because there's going to be a lot of good, a lot of people knew Ispen and a lot of people in the town. I mean, So as you guys kind of make your way. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna make a smart-ass joke saying, so who do we fight first? Is it a brawl? Right?
It's a huge brawl. It's
back to back.
biker bar. So everybody kind of goes around the back, which is near the dock area that backs up to the river there. And let me switch to this site that we see. We see a lot of people out on the dock. Everybody came out of the tavern. Everybody's gathering. You see Becklin there. You see Cudgel, who you've heard of before. She's traveled with Ispen too. She's a hill dwarf. You guys actually saw her in the tavern before, earlier on in the day. And let me read you some stuff here. So, those who are closest to Ispen Greenshield gather on the dock overlooking the Vingard River. There, Ispen's body rests in a small boat, his body wrapped in a shroud. A musician plays a soft song as the knight Becklin Uth Vaharan steps forward in her ornate Solamnic armor. She smiles gently at those assembled, and her voice carries clearly across the water. You all knew Ispen as a friend, and there were none like him. Before he died, he told me this: there should be tales, not tears, for an old scoundrel like me. Make sure everyone knows my stories when I head off on the greatest adventure of them all. Becklin nods, and villagers carry the boat containing Ispen's body to the dock's edge, where she and Cudgel lower it into the water. So, let us do just that, Becklin continues as the tiny vessel drifts out onto the Vingard River. On the eve of the Kingfisher Festival, we celebrate you, Ispen. Good travels, friend, until we meet again. And with that, the boat bearing Ispen's body just drifts down the river and eventually out of sight. There's just like a moment of silence all around, people holding candles, and it's just a beautiful sight as the sun is just setting over this Vingard River. The clouds in the sky just have this nice red hue and different oranges and blue in the sky. And after a moment of silence, Becklin invites everybody to assemble back into the Brass Crab. And she's like, so friends, please join me. You're all welcome. We're having a reception back in the Brass Crab. Everybody is welcome. It'd be a great opportunity to share stories about our dear departed friend. Please join me. And with that, we will bounce back to the tavern. Let me get your guys' characters on there too. Not that there's going to be a battle that breaks out, but it's totally up to you guys what you do.
Nothing suspicious about that.
I put my back against the wall and cast Thunder Wave.
Oh my god!
You guys play where your character does too many evil things that the DM takes over the character?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
It's usually how it works. You can do one or two borderline evil things, but if it becomes themed, the character
Then you are eternally
Bad
doomed
guy
to become
NPC.
bad guy NPC.
The one that I think happened when we were gaming as kids. If I recall, my character just ended up being killed because I was attacking other people, but I don't remember if that.
He did. Yeah, he turned villainous, but
Yep.
we kept
Yeah, that's what you get.
him up for as long as we could.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys enter. You guys are kind of like the last people to enter in. You see this place is just packed and super crowded. You see Becklin's over there in the fireplace talking to some people. People are just, again, I was telling Mikey and everybody before, I had like this tavern music and all this good background stuff totally going and set, but because above VT is down, I'm screwed. So, yes. So, but I've got it lit up with all sorts of like cool characters and stuff. So with that, what would you guys like to do, or where would you like to go? I'll let you guys, feel free to control your token and move wherever you want to, or who you want to talk to, or just whatever your character feels like doing.
I think I'd like to go over and talk to the one of those two companions that were with him. What was the from that picture that we just looked at previously?
Oh, with let me see, Cudgel and Becklin.
Yeah, Cudgel. Where is Cudgel? Here?
Cudgel. I'll move her right there.
No, I see.
She's
Okay.
right next to Becklin by the fireplace.
Okay.
So
I
we
think
can move our own tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Go to select and then go ahead and move your tokens over. Yep. I see Balrin's already moved. Made his
I'm
move.
gonna walk with Balrin, and I'll kind of be hanging out near him, but I'm actually gonna be talking to the girl right there. So
Oh, okay.
she probably doesn't have anything to do with the story, but just kind of his style. But he's standing next to Balrin, so he can kind of hear what
Okay.
he has to say too.
Sure. I would say like that kind of elvish girl that you're standing right next to. She just kind of disappears. Not really disappears, but just kind of goes back against the wall and just kind of like backs up and stuff.
Hirsch. All right. Well,
But
then the other guy next to him is trying to talk to him, and so he just kind of walks over and tries to join help.
Okay, sure. Biddy and Halvard, what would you like to do?
Are there any other gnomes by chance in the room?
Oh my goodness. No, but you do see a table full of a couple Kender in front of you.
Biddy's gonna walk over and say hi to some somewhat kindred spirit.
Okay. Feel free to move your token if you want to. And then Halvard,
A Kinder spirit.
a Kender spirit.
Which case one's that one? Sorry.
If you go to select, and then you can move your marker. And Halvard, you can do the same too. You're on mute if you were talking.
No, I'm just wondering, where do I move it to? Which table are the Kender at?
Oh, they are. I can move you right there. That's where the. Mhm.
I think for Howard, he's probably just going. Yeah, I think he'll probably now just probably have a few drinks at.
At the bar. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to move them up?
Have
Oh, there you go.
like conversations as well with some of the people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I think most of what Howard will do.
Okay. So yeah, all of you kind of like, start jumping into like conversations from tables, and you just, you hear Ispen Greenshield mentioned a million times from different tables and all over, and people are just kind of sharing stories of just crazy stories. And you hear Becklin over by the fireplace just laughing and stuff, and Cudgel too, and she's like, friends, please come gather and stuff. We're gonna start sharing some stories of our good dear friend Ispen. And she looks over at the bard and northwest corner, and they start kind of playing some music, just like some kind of nice background music, and Becklin will share. She's like, you know what? I'll start off. I will share a good story of my friend Ispen. There was one, and there's so many great stories, but one that just came to mind just now is the time that there was a high sub-senior artillerist of Mount Nevermind that launched her pet weasel all the way from the Gnome Enclave to Sankrist Island, and then hired Ispen to recover the critter, or at least to note its trajectory. And everybody starts chuckling and laughing. Biddy, that's hilarious to you. You just are dying laughing because it's so much of home. And I think you would even kind of know that person that she's talking about, that gnome.
Yeah, Biddy's just as soon as there were a couple little details, she's just picturing the person in her mind. She became
And Becklin notices you're giggling and laughing. Let me just kind of move you guys closer over. And she looks out to everybody, to the characters, especially you guys, and she's like, does anybody else have a good funny story of our good friend Becklin? And out of character, this is the time, if you want to do that little extra credit thing, a story about Becklin, you can go ahead. Or if you want to get kind of crazy and daring, you can also roll a d6, and I will start you off with this somewhat of a story and just let you improvise to finish the rest of that story.
I'll take that challenge.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and roll a d6.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. Okay.
The one.
One.
Okay. So I'll start you off here.
Okay.
For 3 days, a trireme crewed by Minotaur pirates had been chasing Ispen's ship across the Blood Sea of Istar when finally... ... Go for it.
So when finally... So Ciro's kind of getting into it, and he's got a mug of ale, and he's trying to sort of entertaining the group right around him, kind of the 3 or 4 people he's talking to, including Cudgel, I guess, since she's there. So he's when finally he had an idea of how to leave him, how to get the upper hand and outrun him. So basically, what he did was they happened to have a bunch of let's see, they happened to have a live cow on board the ship, and what he did was he strapped the cow. He tied the cow to the aft of the ship, and then he got out this big sword. He waited till they were close enough to where they could see him and hear what he was saying, and he got out this big sword, and he said, and he held it to the cow's neck, and he said, if you get any closer, your cousin's gonna get it. You're gonna rue the day you get any closer to this ship. If you value your family, then you'll stay away.
Awesome.
And I'll be damned if it didn't work. They kind of fell back, and he told him to get going, to gun it, and they outran him.
Awesome.
Roll Ispen.
Go ahead and make also performance check like with advantage for me too.
Okay.
Double advantage doesn't work, does it? I'm going to
Double.
add some like little magic to help heighten
So
the
I'll
story.
do 2.
Oh, okay. 19. That's good.
14.
Okay. Actually, your first one was a 19.
Or 19.
Probably
Or
has-
yeah, sorry.
yeah.
14 plus the. So yeah, I'll take my 14.
So you just totally kill the crowd. They are just laughing and just rolling, and they're just, oh my god, they are just laughing, and people are like, running out of breath and just like, like just gasping and stuff, just because it was so funny and it hurts so bad. So, and she's like, wow, well, that's definitely our friend Ispen there. Who else? Who else has a story for our good dear friend?
Yeah, Huckleberry. I'll do it too. Sounds like fun.
Excellent. Go for it. A D6.
Oh, same thing.
Oh, same
Okay,
thing.
no, it's
Yeah, go ahead and do another.
there we go.
Okay. So to start you off, once Ispen saved an entire village by using his shield to ...
To slide down a snowbank, firing arrows this way and that. The guy was just a maniac. He's lighting them on fire, shooting them left and right as the hordes were storming towards the town. Managed to accidentally shoot a barrel of ale in his crazy, frantic flinging of everywhere, which exploded and then caused an avalanche to run down the mountain and sweep the entire army away.
Nice. Go ahead and make a performance check with advantage.
Okay. I might do 2 as well.
Okay. I think sometimes if you right click on it, it might give you the advantage option, I think.
Oh, it does. Good call. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. A 15. Okay. Yeah, you
There's sound
just.
effects that are only available to DMs.
It is only Discord. Only Discord. With that, you totally kill the crowd too. Everybody just starts laughing and laughing. You see Cudgel is like, she's like, I remember that. I remember him telling us that story. And oh my goodness, that Ispen is, so great and just so hilarious.
I've never seen him so drunk.
The man loved his ale. He lived good, no doubt. And Blackland's like, these are great. She's like, anyone else have another? Those 2 stories, those are hard to follow up. Let's see. Tara is AFK right now.
I'm
Oh,
hearing my
you can hear? Oh, okay, cool.
but I'm gonna not do this one.
Okay, no problem. How about you, Alec?
All right. I think Halberd will probably go ahead.
Do you want to roll dice, or you can totally make up something totally on your own? It doesn't, it's totally improvised.
I'll try the dice.
Okay, go for it.
It's a D6, right?
Yes.
Roll.
4. Okay, let me start you off. Ispen weathered a week locked in a dungeon of the mountain dwarf nation of Kaolin, but he secured his release by promising to blank blank blank. So Ispen weathered a week locked in the dungeons of the mountain dwarf nation of Kaolin, but he secured his release by promising to ...
And the first part, is it just saying like he was in a prison? Was it? Because I don't know if I'm just.
He was locked in the dungeons of the Mountain Dwarf Nation. So you can kind of make up
There's
if
words
he's a
somewhere there.
prisoner or if he just, mistakenly got locked up in the dungeon somehow, or maybe he made a, I don't know.
Gotcha. And the last part of it?
But he secured his release by promising to basically, he was able to escape by promising to do something. Or,
Gotcha.
apparently he got in trouble with the Mountain Dwarfs or something.
Gotcha. Now I've chosen this dice for mistake. Very. I've made up my own safe bet.
It's okay too if you want to pass. I won't totally put you on the spot. So
I mean, I had a story I was gonna go with, but then I didn't know if there was this whole dice roll. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. But
I'll let you choose whatever one. If you got a story, you can switch to that, or if you want to use that one.
I might just revert to the one I was gonna go with, because this one, not too sure.
Sure. Okay.
That's my crave. This is just gone, unfortunately.
So Becklin looks over at you, Halvard. She's like, it looks like you've got a great story. Right on the tip of your tongue. Halvard.
Yeah. Halvard will then go ahead and say, I suppose the best story I could say, although later down the road it did not go quite as I planned. I remember that near the first time he had when Isbin had came through Tarsus, while I was in the guards, we were mostly hanging out with him a good bit, chatting up a little, since he had gone out and ventured many lands. A few of my friends as well were very curious as to his ventures, and when we were chatting, eventually I know some of the guards were teasing one another, and we got pretty drunk into the night. I'm sure Isbin probably had his fair share of ales, but somewhere into the night there was this one lass who I was looking, and I thought maybe I'll try and start up a conversation. I had tried my hand at a few already, and I wasn't too sure how to do it. But Isbin came to me, had his hand on my shoulder, and told me an excellent idea. And so how we went about it was that I went up, and I was walking by this lady, and Isbin walked by as well, as he went ahead and knocked one of my drinks over, and then also knocked a drink of hers over, but landed on her, and then we kind of got into tried to create a scene, so to speak, where I was starting to kind of get heated with him. He was getting heated with me after he spilled both of our drinks, and after he kind of buzzed off, so to speak. That's when I was able to speak with the young lady, and that was how Isbin was able to help me get I guess, light the fire between me and who I guess now ex-wife, but first. So I have that to thank him, but a hell of a wingman.
That he is. That is amazing. It's Becklin says it is amazing how how Isbin can bring total strangers together, and you can just enter a room and definitely light things up. and everybody's like, here, here, and they all kind of cheers. Another person kind of tells a story about, yeah, this one night, Ispen shared a campfire with a befuddled old man who disappeared before dawn, never to be seen again. Ispen always remembered the strange advice the traveler offered. He blah blah blah, and he kind of trails off and tells his story and stuff, and everybody's like, oh yeah. And as the stories continue on, like another, like this little Kender comes up, and she gives her story, and she's like, yeah, this one night, Ispen, he shared a campfire with this befuddled old man, and you kind of tell, like, she starts kind of telling the same story. And with that, you hear this voice kind of blurt out. He's like, you're telling it worse than he did. Oh my god, you're so pathetic. And you're like, everybody like turns around and is like, what? And you just see this kind of pompous kid in the corner wearing like some noble outfit. He's like, what? What? It was just so terrible, guys. This is terrible ale. And he grabs another thing and just starts drinking it. And he's like, and like people are just kind of ignoring him, but he's just obviously super obnoxious and just a little, he's like, whatever. And he just keeps drinking and stuff. And with that, are you guys...
Ballin will yell out, somebody take the child home.
I'm not a child. I'm kind of a big deal. My dad in town,
Hey, there he is, your dad. Just go ahead and run home to him, boy. We're trying to do something here, and you're kind of you're being that guy.
You guys are doing it way wrong. I mean, like, tell a story, like, maybe just tell it once, not like again and again. Whatever. And he just drinks again.
Get up there. Go on, tell us your story. You got one? Get up there. Everybody.
What? It's been what? Go ahead, Balrin, and go ahead and make a intimidation check.
If I try to, oh no, I'm good at this. Yeah, sure, everything. I can try to.
Charisma based.
Charisma. Is there anything I can do with like a prestidigitation to like kind of enhance my ability to be intimidating?
Yeah, you could.
Spark your fingers.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can do something like that. Yes.
Yes, I will add a little flair to it, just to really
Okay.
kind of get up in this kid's business. Intimidation. Okay, is that going to work for advantage or no?
Go ahead and just make a normal intimidation. You can actually do intimidation, or you can do persuasion if you're going to try to talk him to shutting the fuck up.
May I attempt to help out by standing up, walking over to this man?
Okay. Yes. I would say if you're going to do that, go ahead and I'll say that's like a help action to you, Balrin. So go ahead and roll advantage on that intimidation.
I will do intimidation then, because I'm better at persuasion by 2. But if I get advantage for intimidation, I'm going to definitely do that.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Nat 20.
Get down.
So, Balrin, go ahead and tell us how you intimidate this little punk in the corner.
I think Halvard like kind of stands up and starts walking over towards them. Like Balrin really feeds off of that and uses the prestidigitation. That's a hard fucking word.
It is a hard word.
Yeah.
Prestige.
Prestige.
Yeah. And I think like I would use that for being like a puff of wind to kind of like blow back that kid a little bit, like blow in his face as like I stand up and be like, "It's time for you to go home, child. Nobody wants to hear your bullshit here. We're celebrating. Don't make us. Either go to your parents or we'll help you."
With that, like, you just blow this wind and stuff, and he's also looking at oh, very nice. He's also looking at
Shit, I didn't mean to do
oh,
that.
it's okay.
That was totally a mistake twice.
It's it's detail with advantage on your but with that and then Halvard getting up and just kind of walking towards the kid, and you just he's like just puts down his mug and stuff. He's like, whatever, what, you know, I didn't even want to be here. I just thought, what? And he just starts bolting towards the door. And as like he almost gets to the door, he turns around and he grabs like another meal or a drink of ale or a cup or something, and he just drinks it and sets it back down. It's like, yeah, this is piss anyways. I'm out of here. Whatever. And he just takes off. And
then to kind of like try and shift the mood back, I'll attempt to shift the crowd back and be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's asshole. Let's give a round of applause." And then kind of sit back down and let people do their thing.
Okay, with that, yeah, that little kid, or the young man, I should probably say, runs off out of the tavern, totally embarrassed. And with that, you guys kind of find yourselves like near Cudgel, and she, let me just kind of move her where you guys are. Yeah, so she's like right next to Becklin. Becklin's over here talking. Let me see. Becklin's talking to kind of a couple of young fellows and stuff up there. But Cudgel turns around, and let me bring up just a picture of her. So that's what Cudgel looks like. Just a hill dwarf wearing some armor. And she looks at you guys, and she's like, "Hello there. You must be friends of a great friend, Ispan. It's great to meet you. I've heard many great things about you. You must be Ciro, and you must be Betty, and you, sir, must be Bowrin, and then you, sir, Halvard, by the looks of you." She's like, "My name is, well, folks call me Cudgel for short, and you know, I just happened to be here in the tavern. I wouldn't miss this for the world. My great friend Ispen Greenshield. We go back so many years. But it's great. I know Ispen has talked about you both just so many times. It's just he's got such a soft spot for you folks in his heart. It really means a lot for you to be here." And she mentions, you know, I actually have a group of mercenary good friends of mine, and we happen to be here, you know, just because of the Kingfisher Festival is just about tomorrow, and I hope you guys all come. It'll be great. There's lots to do, lots of great food, festivities, but I'm here with a group of my mercenaries. I have a mercenary camp. We're just outside of Vogler, just to the north. You might have seen us when you be coming in, a bunch of lads and lassies out swinging swords and shields and just practicing and doing drills and all this great stuff. But that's me and my mercenary camp. Great bunch of crew. We're actually going to put on or help with the. There's a great battle reenactment that happens tomorrow at the Kingfisher Festival, and I hope you all get a chance to be there. It would be great. We do this battle reenactment with me and my mercenary group. We are going to be on the side. It's actually a historic event. I don't know. Have you all heard about it before?
Zero says, I believe I've heard of it. Sounds pretty cool. I think I've heard of that before, the reenactment. And so yeah, I'll be there. That sounds pretty awesome.
It would be great for you to be there, yeah. So, as you know, that on the reenactment, what we do, we celebrate many years back before the cataclysm when we had, the people of the great town of, just the local people here were defending themselves against the Istarians. I know you might have heard from history books or whatnot, but the Historians were trying to come down to our town and destroy it. And on that hill, we fought our ground because we didn't want to do their beliefs. They were trying to push their ways onto us. And if it weren't for us standing our ground, we saved our town that day. And so that's kind of the celebration that we do. And we do that every year at the Kingfisher Festival. It's great. You guys will have a great time. There's lots of everybody has padded swords and padded shields, and we just go out there. The defenders stand on top of the hill and they protected us and our mercenaries pretend like we're the bad guys and we're coming in up over the hill and we're trying to take the hill and conquer it and stuff. But it's great. The people really love it. But it would be great to see you guys there if you get the chance.
So we just stumbled upon, in the game of D&D, LARPers.
Exactly. Who doesn't like a live action role playing?
This is a true meta moment.
The town of Vogler loves LARPing.
Yeah.
So after a bit, if you guys want to ask her any questions, feel free to ask her, or if not.
I did. I'm sorry, but I've heard a lot about you. I've never met you, but I've failed to ask in all the excitement for that everything, all the emotions. Do you know how Ispen died? This would have been a question I would have asked.
Oh no, it's totally fine. He did die of old age. He had some complications. We kind of knew it was coming for about a couple of years or so. Ispen, he loved this town. I guess, the last 2 years he spent here in Vogler, as you can imagine, as you can see around in the tavern tonight, everybody loves him. He's such a powerful man, and I would reckon the entire town is probably here tonight under this roof because of the man. But God bless his soul. He's a great friend to all of us.
Zero holds up his hug and cheers to that.
Aye, cheers to that. And yeah, she did mention her mercenary group was known as the Ironclad Regiment is the name of her mercenary crew.
Did you drop the spelling of her name?
Oh, yeah.
And now the spotlight can take notes.
Sorry,
and it
push
doesn't let
to
me
talk.
copy and paste from the game log. Cool, thanks.
I know, mine didn't let it do either.
Nope. Okay, that's fine. Did I ever catch the name of that kid, too, that I punked? Or we punked?
He didn't give his name, but you could probably ask around. He kind of sounded like he was from this town.
Okay, I should know his name, too. As I maybe will ask her, be like, who is the drunk boy?
There's her name. And she's like,
Come back to bite me, but it's like...
oh, that annoying one over there, that heckler. Ugh. And she's like, he's a Baccharis. They call him Baccharis the Younger. I guess his last name Uth Istide, if you want to be all prompt in circumstance. But Baccharis the Younger, his father being, a Baccharis also. They both have the same names, but they call him the Younger. And I'll type that out. But she's like mentions he's kind of a pain in the ass. Like nobody really pays attention to that little whiny bastard. But yeah.
Zero asks, well, who's his father? It sounds like his father is some kind of important person in Goggler.
Oh, he thinks he's all super important and all that. And she's like, he owns like this really nice house over there that's shaped like a horseshoe. But people are just disgusted by them. They think they're all that and they know what to do, what's best for the town and all that. They don't know crap. They've been here for probably 3 or 4 years. They're just pain in the butts to the town. They really don't do anything but just are annoying. The two of them together. Yeah, his father, Baccharis, just, they like to flaunt their money around and push here and there, but as you know, this is just a very simple town. We're just fishermen, lumbermen. We're hard-working men and women of this town, and we help each other out where we can, and these two just stick out like a sore thumb, so I don't know. We put up with them. I mean, yeah, every town probably has its good and bad, but yep.
All right. Thank you. They sound like a really obnoxious pair, so I'll try to I'll try to stay clear of them.
So there's his name.
How close was my guess? Not bad.
Not bad. So with that, Cudgel kind of takes off, and she's like, I've got to get back to my crew, back to my ironclad regiment. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow, so we got to do some more drills towards at the end of the night and get ready. But I do bid you guys farewell, and you can just tell she's like one of those people that has a hard time like just saying goodbye and leaving. She's for the past 5 minutes, 10 minutes has been like, yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye, and then she goes to another table and she's talking with them, like, I'm gonna say goodbye, and so it's funny. She's just she is who she is, and everybody seems to love her. With that, let me bounce us back to the bar scene. I guess before we do anything else, does anybody else want to do anything? No? Okay. So you do notice, like, that elven woman just kind of appears right next to you guys and stuff, and I'll kind of do a bigger picture of what she looks like, and she
the one that Ciro was trying to chat up earlier, and then
totally.
She's warming up.
Totally.
Away. All right.
She's coming back.
Look who comes crawling back.
Yep.
I like
she
that.
couldn't-
Sorry, just
Yeah. She couldn't just leave a big specimen of a man like me.
She's just drawn to you guys.
and all of the
He's got
people,
good taste.
all of those characters that we saw, you happen to pick the one that's going to come back into the story. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty good odds. Who knows? Maybe I'm totally making this up.
Yeah.
There's something about her token that just drew me. Sure,
And
so, yeah.
as you guys notice, you hear this just soft kind of melodic voice, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Ladara." Actually, let me type out her name. And she says, I'm a friend of Ispen too. He's a really great man, and I'm really happy to be here tonight. I had no idea he had so many friends, and this just makes me, brings a smile to my face. And she says, and who are you? You look like you knew Ispen really well.
Zero says, "Oh, I did. Oh, Spin and I were long companions and friends of yore, and we definitely were very close. And may I say that it's very nice to see so many friends of Ispen's here, Ladara. And tell me more about yourself. Where do you hail from? How did you know Ispen?
Oh, well, Ispen and I, she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't get your names.
I'm Zero Crown Guard.
Ciro Crownguard, very nice to meet you.
Kitty Sparklebunk.
Biddy Sparklebonk, oh wow, yes. That's a very nice shield that you have there, Biddy.
Oh, thank you so much. I made it myself, but I had some recent modifications.
That's great. And you, sir?
Alrin Thengul. It's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. And Halvard?
Halvard Prakash.
Very nice to meet you. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for the loss of our friend. I know I've lost a lot of loved ones in my life, and Ispen was one of many. And she just, she has like this heaviness to her voice, just feeling what you guys are feeling right now. She's just trying to, she's like, well, yes, you asked me a question of how I knew Ispen. Well, I'm actually a performer, and that's where I met Ispen in our travels and stuff. He's a great man. He always really enjoyed my singing, and he would always tip very well, very generous, and for that I very much appreciate it. But I'm very, that man can walk into a room and just light it up, and he would be friends with everybody by the time a bar or tavern closed. He knew everybody, and everybody's kids and how old they were, and their loved ones and all that. He soaked it all in. There's nothing quite like Ispen.
Yeah, Zero's like, so true. It's so true. And so, do you live here in Vogler, or do you travel around as a performer?
I tend to travel around, but I came down. I definitely did not want to miss this chance to be amongst all of his friends. It really kind of brings a smile to my face to see all the lives that he's touched.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I myself am a musician, as you can see from my lute here, and maybe later I can play you some tunes. Hey, maybe we could even do a duet.
Perhaps. What about right now? I think the other bard in the corner is taking a break. She's like, yeah, why don't? She's like, why don't you start something and I'll join in if that's all right with you.
Hey, that sounds great. So he goes over and starts playing. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the songs of Pran. I probably should be, but he starts a song that he knows is a duet. You know, can be a duet for like a male and female voice, and let's call it the let's see, the Paladin's Tears. Call it that. And
Okay.
So he starts playing that on his lute.
Excellent. So yeah, you start in on that song, and the crowd just starts getting quiet, and you hear Ladara's voice just. It's almost like there could be a microphone or something right to her, and it just echoes throughout the entire tavern, and it's this very heartbreakingly beautiful voice, and she sings it in Elvish, and it's she adds like a lot of like these minor tones to it, and it kind of tugs on everybody's heartstrings and stuff, but at the same time, kind of as you finish that song, it ends on like kind of a happy note, and everybody's like after you guys perform, like it's just like silent for like 5 seconds. The whole tavern is just like, and Becklin's like, wow, that was amazing. And she's like, cheers to that, and everybody's like, cheers, and all this, and everybody starts drinking, has a sip, and Ladara's like, thank you, that was really great. I must be going. I need to retire to my room here, but it was such a pleasure to meet you. And again, my deepest condolences to you all.
Ciro says, "Oh, so soon? Well, yeah. Are you staying here? Do you think is there time we could see each other again?"
Yeah, I should be around. I'm actually staying here at the inn tonight, and stuff. But yes, I should be here for the Kingfisher Festival, and I'll be around. And yeah, with that, she takes off. The rest of the night kind of goes pretty good. So as you know, let's see here. Give me a quick second, and I know I'll kind of wrap things up because it's almost 10. Okay.
What kind of elf was she? Just a generic elf?
It's hard to tell. She it almost like she was Sylvanesty, but she has like this blue, almost like a light blue skin to her. So
Have we ever seen an elf like that before? That blue hue?
you've seen they're kind of rare. I mean, you don't see too many. You have heard of the race before, so so as you know, things kind of wind down and stuff at the end of the reception. and before you guys retire for the evening, Becklin approaches you guys and thanks you guys for coming. She says that she has something Ispen left for you guys, and she says definitely it's a surprise. I can't tell. I don't want to tell you, but come to the Thornwall Keep tomorrow morning, and ponies. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And but yes, she says to meet her in the morning at Thornwall Keep, which was that keep right by the main gate and stuff that you guys remember on the map. But she says, come see me in the morning, and I have something very special that Ispen left for you guys.
Who is this that told us this?
This is Becklin.
Okay.
Going back to the Becklin picture.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's frozen up, but
No.
Sounds good.
but yeah, we'll end tonight's session there. And yeah, do you guys have any questions or anything or whatever before we stop for the night?
Just curious to see what what it is that that has been left for us. So but we'll find out next week.
Yes.
A full set of magical shit.
The cliffhanger. Oh my god! It's a bunch of magical ponies. Bunch of magical war horses that fly.
They can fly.
Oh my god!
Pegasus ponies.
Pegasi. Cool.
Blue crystal staff from
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this lady Goldmoon gave this to me. I don't know. You guys might have heard of her.
I don't know. I killed her.
Oh,
whoops.
out if Riverwind
no.
would have anything to say about it.
Yeah. True.
All right.
Cool.